Yeah, it is pretty big. I think the last 2 weeks have shown our ability to compete back with the West Coast and Geelongs, and their performance against Collingwood and Sydney really give us a lot of confidence going into this game. So yeah, it should be a great game. Yaron got another game under his belt, which he missed, and he missed a fair bit of footy with the toe, and we used him as the sub. So we got some game time under his belt, which was good. Collins went back and played at VFL level. Curnow played really well and did a good job for us. So Fraser Dale, a young kid, has been progressing really well. Bootsman played, not bad. So we've got a few of those blokes that might have the opportunity to come back in the team. But Laidler re-injured that knee, and now he'll be out for the year. So that's bad news. Plans were probably to maybe rush him back against Hawthorn or Collingwood. But now we don't have that opportunity. So that's probably where we sit. Jared will start running. He'll get into 200s and 400s this week. He's already started. So he won't play this week. And probably not likely the week after either. So we'll have to get a fair bit of conditioning into him to make sure that, it'll be governed by every session that we do and how the back responds. So he might do the 200s, feel fine, we'll push on, we'll keep loading him up. Then he'll join into skills. But if we get any, interruption there, we'll have to go back and reassess and go from there. He was pretty distraught at the game. He worked so hard, and when you think of his season, it was virtually the same incident that happened against Will Minson. The knees clashed and it just popped out, and he really got himself up for round one, and he did an amazing effort to do that. And then against the Essendon game, it just came out by, I think he just shifted the ground. He just went to push off, and he had a similar incident. So he's really distraught in regards to how much he puts in, and it's more because he cares so much. And I think that's so hard on the athlete when they're working so hard, and then these things just keep popping up, and now he's back at square one. When he has this operation, he'll be fine. Everything will knit. It just needs more time, and that's a hard part about football is there's 22 weeks in finals. Everyone's on this time limit, and it's really a race, and he just ran out of time to get it right. Yeah, he does. He's a bit of a general back there, and he plays tall and small. He gives us a lot of flexibility. So he'll be missed. But we've played without him for a few weeks, and we'll have to keep going down this path this year. But well, hopefully, and I know he will be. He'll be a better player, and he works so hard off the field as well. He'll become a better player in 2013 for us. Yeah, there's no doubt that we were doing things behind the scenes to get the back right and doing some, different exploratory things with surgeons and other people, but we got no response. And I think it will be really governed by how he responds from every session that we load him. And if the back responds well, we'll keep pushing on. But if we do get anything that blocks us, we'll have to go back and review that and then go maybe a different path. I think like anything, it's like when you have knees and things like that, everyone says, they'll be between 6 and 8 or 5 and 8. Some players have the ability to get over things a lot quicker than others, and we've seen that with Jeremy Laidler. He's a very quick healer. Andy Carrazzo's on in the same boat, that they heal really quickly, but some athletes just take longer, and whether it's in their genes or not, I'm not sure, but some players can really overcome some injuries a lot quicker than others. He knows what it is, but how we fix it and how we go forward has been the difficult thing. We've known what it is, but how you actually get the back moving and without any pain or the stiffness, that's been the real thing that we've been trying to, work out and manage for him. Well, it's not that long for the players. It's they sort of get the 4 days sort of off and away from the club. So I think just taking yourself away from the game gives you a bit of mental freshness as well as physical freshness. So I think it's good for all the players. I think the build up and playing week in, week out. We had that block of we played 4 games in 18 days. I think it was really good for the players to maybe just remove themselves from the club and from, the game itself. And some watched some of the games over the weekend, and some took a view to, keep the homework going. So, I think everyone tackles it a bit different. I think it'll do him a world of good. He's trained really well, not just him, but a few others. Sean Hampson not playing that week, he seems to be jumping out of his skin. There's been a few players that have really enjoyed the time whether they played on the weekend or they've just had that time off, they've really come back really well. We've got the opportunity, the ball's in our court, so we're really worrying about the Hawthorn game. We're not looking, we had a few weeks there where we didn't play great football, and our response has been from the Geelong and West Coast game has been really good in our effort and the way we've played the game. We've given ourselves a great opportunity to win. We want to do that again on Friday night. Maybe since the Port Adelaide game was more about our keeping a forward line structure that allowed us to go in there and keep the ball inside 50 was pretty important. So just, Cruiser didn't play that week, so just even playing him centre-half forward or ruck, or allowing us to play the Henderson type down there at times as well, it's given us the opportunity to kick the ball in and keep the opposition busy as well. I don't know, give him a cold or something. Can we handball the cold his way or something like that, the flu? It'll be a great challenge. He's in great form, and not just him, but Cyril and that forward line with Roughhead now up and flying. I think they're extremely dangerous. I think we've got to make sure that we don't give them the opportunity to get it in there 50 odd times. If we can reduce their inside 50s, that'll give us the opportunity to maybe stop his supply, and that'll be really important about our midfield and making sure that we get that right to stop the, I suppose, supply and how the ball comes down into Buddy's hands. Yeah, they've got they've got a lot of continuity with that back six down there with Guerra and Birchall really rebounding, and they've spread and moved the ball extremely well, and I think their form, they beat the Kangaroos by 100 points, and they won against Brisbane fairly comfortable, Port Adelaide as well. So I think they're going really well in the way that they want to play, and some of their key players are in really good form. It's not just sometimes how the team plays, but it's the individuals, and I think some of their stars are really playing good football at the moment. But I suppose it just depends who they play on who and how we bring the footy in, Gibson's about a 190 defender, but he plays on all the big fellas and does a great job every week. So can we catch the footy on him? Shoemakers, then you've got the other players around there that they haven't got a lot of small defenders, but they play on smalls and do a really good job on their opponents. So we might get an advantage there, but who knows? It's going to be from the stoppages. I think it's about both teams how we move the football. If they get clean air and really unpressured play, they'll find their forwards. If we can do the same, opposite, we might find Hampson and these types in our front half as well. I haven't read them, so Alex is entitled to his view. And we, if you look at the win-loss ratio, we probably have gone a little bit backwards, haven't we, from where we sat last year at this time? So that's a good observation. And the other side was, if we could get our power forwards out there, it would be great too. And Jared's had another interrupted year through injury and so forth. So if we could get him out there and play, I think our record with Jared in the team has been very good. I suppose that's the big debate, is how many players can you carry that, are there to play in the forward line? And, because we have a tall list as a club. We actually have a tall list, but most of our injuries have been to our tools, and this is not just the first year. This has happened a few times for us in the last 2 or 3 years, that we've actually drafted tall, but we don't get to play our tools all the time. So this is the first block that we've had Hampson, Cruiser and Warnock all play in the same team. How long's Robbie Warnock been at our football club? This is his 3rd year, so that just shows that we've never had the continuity of keeping our tools out in the ground, and that's probably what they need. Sean Hampson has shown the ability to play forward and I suppose catch the footy, and I think his contested mark sits sort of third or fourth in the competition at inside 50, but he doesn't get the continuity of playing down there. So I'd just like them to see them just play down there for longer periods. But you need other men to be able to be fit and healthy so they can do that, and I think we're governed by that. I think it's about. I think this year probably we've got Sean to kick a few goals at certain times. Last week Cruiser kicked 2 as a forward as well, so that helped us as well as playing in the ruck. Betts has been in good form. I think then you got Jeffy, Jeff Garlett and probably Walks' goals haven't been. Walks has played a lot more in the midfield, so he can't be kicking goals when he's in the midfield helping out there as well, because of, I suppose, some of the speed that's gone out of the team. So I think if we can get back to those players having an influence on the game as well down in that part of the ground, I think our spread becomes very dangerous for opposition. Jeff kicking 1, 2, 3, Eddie kicking 1, 2, 3, and everyone playing their part. I think that's really important, and maybe our midfielders haven't kicked as many goals as in previous years as well.